Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Upshift Podcast, the podcast that is all about Formula Racing. I hope everyone is having a good day. We have some news. A few days ago, it was announced that Williams Formula One team has been bought out by an American investment company. Obviously, we all knew this a few months ago. They announced that they were going to be bought. And we all kind of expected it, to be honest, because Williams was not achieving results good at all. They weren't achieving good results at all. And then their sponsors started to pull out, like Martini, and then more recently Rocket. And now, so they have been bought by Doralton Capital, an American private investment company. Both Williams and Capital have commented on the whole thing. The CEO of Williams, Mike Ordisicol. Sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. The transaction announced today marks a new stage in the history of Williams Formula One at an exciting time in the sport. The company has successfully completed its strategic review, and we are very pleased to announce the sale to Doralton Capital, which delivers a great outcome for shareholders and secures the long-term future for the company. Matthew Savage, chairman of Doralton Capital, said, "We are delighted to have invested in Williams, and we are extremely excited by the prospects for the business. We believe that we are the ideal partner for the company due to our flexible and patient investment style, which will allow the team to focus on its objective of returning to the front of the grid. We look forward to working with Williams and carrying out its detailed review of the business and determine which new areas investment should be directed. We also recognize the world-class facilities at Grove and confirm that there are no plans to relocate." So obviously, not much change. Williams will still be Williams. They will still be called Williams. No change in name. They'll still stay in the UK. They won't change to America, which is a very good thing because I think we all want to see Williams in the grid because they are such a legendary team for so much success in the past, and we do hope that they get back into the groove and get back to where they once were, and at least fight for points now. I definitely think it's been a huge step up this year so far from last year, not even getting into Q2, barely even qualifying really, and now getting into Q2 just made a little bit challenging to get into Q3 with George Russell and Nicholas Latifi getting into Q2 once. So it's definitely a huge step up for the team. And now in other news, we have Formula 2. Obviously, we all know what happened to Sean Glyle. He was involved in a kind of a mysterious crash at Catalunya, and he ended up breaking his back slightly. So Dams have announced their replacement driver will be Juri Vips, the Red Bull Junior. All three parties involved have come out with a statement. Sean Glyle saying, "Obviously, I'm pretty gutted that I'm sidelined for the upcoming races, but I hope that Yuri looks after my baby, and I wish him and the team all the best as they head into the second phase of the season." Vips came out with a statement saying, "I'm very thankful and happy for the opportunity that Dems have given me. I know it's going to be very difficult to jump in to a Formula 2 car, which is half the season completed already, but I'll do everything I can to give the team a strong result as they deserve. I am also looking forward to working alongside Dan Ticktum, who I'm sure will help me get up to speed and will aim to get good points for the team." Gregory and Oliver Durout, the team owners of Dams, have said, It is always difficult for a team to change the driver during a season, especially in the way this has happened. Sean is a very well integrated and close part of Dams, and this hit us hard. Nevertheless, we have a push on to ensure Dan has a good teammate in the upcoming races. We have the pleasure of bringing on board Juri Vips, who is a very talented driver and has showed great pace in the junior categories. It will be difficult to get started because he has never driven an F2, so Spa is going to be more of a test than a proper weekend. He will have a good support team, the engineers, and Dan as well. So we hope for a strong start for the second half of the season. So obviously, I'm excited to see how Vips kind of just competes in Formula 2. He hasn't raced in Formula 2 at all. He hasn't driven a Formula 2 car at all, and he's going to have a lot of pressure, being a Red Bull backed junior driver and being alongside Dan Tixton, which I talked about a couple episodes ago with Josh Ravel. He's more than likely a challenger for the title. So it's kind of like a actually no, it's not kind of like that. He's trying to live up to how Dan is driving right now, and he has a kind of a difficult task ahead of him, but we shall see how he gets on with it. And now we will move on to what we are all waiting for in about a week, which is the Spa Grand Prix, Spa-Francorchamps, the Belgian Grand Prix. I just want to quickly say this, who I think is going to win. I think Max Verstappen is going to win, just being honest. Him being in Belgium will definitely boost him. Being in his home country, if you guys didn't know, he's not actually Dutch. He was born in Belgium. He just races under the Dutch flag, just like his teammate Alex Albon. He's not actually Thai. He wasn't born in Thailand. He's born in Britain, but he races under the Thai flag. And both of them, I think, are on for a podium. I think there will be a double podium for Red Bull. I don't think it will be a 1-2. I don't think Albon has the pace to beat one of those, one of the Mercedes cars, but I do think that he is talented around this circuit. Obviously, last year he had an unbelievable race, P13 all the way to P5, struggling for most of the race, but then right at the end just overtaking everyone and getting up into P5. So I definitely think he is good around this circuit, and I definitely think that he could be on for his maiden podium. And now I will kind of say what I think will happen other than the podium. And by the way, Sergio Perez is back. He is now he's back racing. Obviously, he was out due to his positive result for the coronavirus. So thankfully, he is back. So we all hope he's good. We hope he's okay, and we can all move forward from this and no more setbacks, I guess. So I'm definitely excited to see him back in the grid. Now I think some kind of off results, kind of things that I want to happen, I think will happen. I definitely think Haas will have at least one DNF due to how everything is going for them, having so many mechanical problems, having just nothing really go right for them. Is mechanical, they're being hit, crashing, spinning, everything under the sun is happening to them, and I definitely think that at least one of them will DNF. I think that Charles Leclerc will outpace his teammate once again, like he's done the entire season except last week, last week because he DNF'd, so he couldn't really not outpace him. But I definitely think Charles Leclerc will outpace Sebastian Vettel. I think Lewis will outpace Valtteri. I think the 1, 2, 3 will be Verstappen, Lewis, and then Albon. Then P4 will be Valtteri Bottas, because he's kind of struggled the last few times around this circuit. And now, I definitely think in my mind, that George Russell, he will get his first ever F1 points this week. I definitely think that he has the pace, and I definitely think he has the car, and I definitely think he has the talent to finally get his first ever F1 points this week. And I really hope that is true, because I really want him to get his first ever points, because he's such a talented driver. He's never been outqualified by his teammate. It's just unbelievable. He's 27-0 towards with a teammate, which is unbelievable. Especially with Robert Kubica. Nicholas Latifi, I kind of understand. He's a rookie, so I know, I get that. And racing right next to one of the most talented drivers in F1 right now. I can say with confidence, by the way. And Robert Kubica, who's a really talented driver, a Grand Prix winner, Grand Prix podium winner, I guess. And he's a really, really, really good driver. And Russell still outpaced him, still outqualified him. So I definitely think that he will get his first ever points today in this race. Sorry, not today. I'm saying a lot. This week in the race. I think that Racing Point will have a good result. Judging from last week, P4 and 5, I believe, and they are on a pretty good roll so far. I think the only bad result was the first race, I think, with Lance Stroll DNFing. So yeah, I definitely think that they will be on for some good points. Also on for some good points will be McLaren. Their pace is just amazing, especially Lando, having an amazing start to the season, and I'm pretty sure he already is either already did or is about to pass his score from last year. So that's really, really, really a big step up for McLaren. Obviously got his first ever podium, and that's really good. I think a team that's going to lose it out this week will be Renault. They just didn't have the pace, I think. So far, they don't have really the kind of drive to get those points with Daniel Ricciardo and Esteban Ocon. I'm not saying that they're bad drivers or anything, but I definitely think they will lose out this week, because they just haven't showed the pace that I think that they can show. Especially, even though Daniel got that P4 with at the first British Grand Prix, I just don't think that they have the pace at the moment to fight at the top with like those P5, P6s and stuff like that. And I think the biggest loser this week will be Alfa Romeo. I just don't think that car is good this year. I don't think that they'll be scoring any points this week. I don't think they're going to get into Q2 this week. It was an amazing performance by Raikkonen to get that car into Q2 last week, but I don't think it's going to happen this week. I just think that they don't have the pace this week. But I might be wrong. I'm probably not, because I'm awesome. But we shall see in a few days. If you guys have all enjoyed this podcast episode, please consider sharing with friends and family. Follow me on Instagram at the UpshiftCast now. Follow me on Twitter at the UpshiftCast. Follow me on Facebook at Zeki Bosham. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you guys for the overwhelming support on this YouTube channel. The growth has been amazing, and we just hit over 1,100 total views / listens on audio and YouTube combined. So I have a massive thank you to you guys. I came into this podcast expecting 1 view or 5 views per episode, 5 listens per episode, and it's just been amazing. I can't thank you guys enough. You guys have been amazing. Thank you for supporting the channel. I hope you guys have all enjoyed. Stay safe in quarantine, and a goodbye.